Hey, so this is just going to be a quick little tutorial slash walkthrough for the Tinker's Construct Smeltery and channels. So first things you're going to need are Smeltery controller, fuel tank, sear drain, and then either a casting basin or the casting table, whichever one you're trying to go for, blocks or panes. And then you're also going to need the faucets and the channels, of course. So this right here is just a quick little amalgamation of all of the appropriate blocks you can use for the Smeltery. These here are all Smeltery approved blocks, of course, as well as these. Except for these two cannot be part of the Smeltery, but we'll get to that in a second. These blocks all here can be used for the Smeltery, floor and wall. And again, just an amalgamation of all of the blocks put together. Ladder, fall in, ladder on the inside too. Glass, seared cobblestone, whatever, as long as whenever you look at them, they say part of the Smeltery or can be used in the Smeltery. This is just an example of the smallest Smeltery you can make. You don't even need to have 2 tanks of lava, you can have just 1. Need some kind of fuel source. I didn't mean to break that. Whoopsies. But yeah. Smallest you can make it, 2 by 3 by 3. 3, 3, 2. Which it's pretty small. It can only hold about, 216 ingots, or I think it's close to 20 blocks, somewhere in there. This is my second attempt making this video, as I had my mic muted on the first one, so all these things have been... What are you? Oh, you're a goblin trader. Go away. Yeah, anyways, had my mic muted on the first one, so all these machines are... Both the Smelteries have been running for a while, so kind of depleted on stuff. So just grab some sand, as that's what we're going to be using for our example here. Shift click it in. This is literally all it can smell at once, so not very much. Can't hold very much either, 216 ingots. However, let's clear these. So, these right here are the sear channels. An important thing to note is that they are directional. Here you can see the little arrows in there pointing which way they're going. So this is currently noted as outwards, but you can change them to not flowing at all or inwards. But it's always best to, of course, just have them going outwards. When placing the channels, it's best to always shift and then right click to place them down on the previous channel so that they're always just flowing outwards. So you don't have to go in and try and mess with them. See, they're all just flowing outwards. Whereas if you were to just place them, I'm pretty sure, yeah, if you just normally place them, their default is to go inwards, which is not what you want. Because these things can be quite a hassle to try and fix from going inwards. Once you have a block under them, like the casting table or the casting basin, then you can go on top here and you can right click in the center of the channel to create an opening for them to drop down. This will not work if you don't, clicking on it right now, this won't work if you don't have a block underneath. That's what I'm talking about, for them to go into. Again, the casting basins are for blocks, and then the tables are if you want panes or if you're using a cast to get ingots or something. But for this example, we're getting glass, so it's either panes or blocks. An important thing to know is that you need the drain and therefore the faucet above the channel so that it drops down into the channel once you have it start flowing. As such, you cannot just have the channel on the block, otherwise it won't work. they do fill up, first come, first serve, basically. So it will not start filling up these other ones until the ones closest to it are filled. And if it's filling up that one and you take out this one, it's going to stop filling up that one. As, again, it fills up the closest one to it. That will become important later. But those are pretty much the basics to that. Thank you, glass. And yeah, that makes the cleared glass, which is great for just about everything. When it comes to building, it doesn't even look like there's anything here. This is just a box of cleared glass, for example. It's hollow on the inside. It doesn't look like it, though. Yeah, love this stuff. It's amazing. All it just has is the outline. So moving over here, this is just an example of a bigger smeltery. There is a limit, I can't recall it, to how big the smeltery can be. Pretty sure it's like 11 by 11 or 13 by 13 or something like that. But the bigger you make your smeltery, the more fuel inefficient it is going to become, requiring you to have even more fuel. However, the bigger you make it, the more it can hold. So this one, 1,440 ingots compared to the 216 of the smallest one. And it can hold a lot more to smelt at once. That is a lot of sand in there. Oopsies. But it does need a lot of fuel. Now this is a quick little example of a way to mass produce glass using the channels. I have all of these casting basins here, and they all have hoppers underneath them, which all go into this chest here, which has been going for a while, as I said, so it's already got a bunch. Basically, as I said before, except with this example, it's able to go down the center channel, so it can fill up a lot further at one time. So as it does that, with the hoppers there, it's going to automatically take out that glass. So this is where the whole rule of it filling up the closest ones first comes very important, because once these are finished pouring and then they cool off and the hopper takes them, it's going to stop filling up these further ones right there, and it's going to fill these ones up again. So I personally think it's better to, like, if you're trying to go for efficiency over mass, then I would say maximum do 6 if you're doing this style, 6 casting basins, or even 4. That works best in my opinion. And again, with the hoppers, it automatically comes down here into the chest. Yeah. With the smeltery itself, it doesn't need corners. It only needs the floor. So kind of like another portal, how it doesn't need the corner blocks, but it needs the rest of the frame. It doesn't need a top, it just needs walls, floor. And yeah. So it needs, going back to the required blocks, it needs smeltery controller and it needs fuel tanks. Like for it to even just be a smeltery. It needs that, and then it needs a minimum of a 3x3 interior and a 2-block tall interior for it to even function as a smeltery. Like you could take away the drain here. This is the most basic smeltery you can have. But of course you can make this bigger. And it tries giving you these suggestions where to place the blocks. I just ignore it unless like you really need it. And see, all of that sand that was waiting to be put into the smeltery, it was already smelted, was able to go in now. And you can just keep going. Now it's got a lot more room. Sand and glass galore. And then this was just a stupid example of me trying to show off capabilities of the channels. They will quite literally go forever, as long as their block output is the block that they're outputting into is cleared after its final thing is done. And it will literally go all the way down here. But yeah. If you don't have hoppers underneath and it fills up all of them, then it will stop pouring. However, there will be a little bit left in the channel. Oops, sorry. So you can just try and get all of that out. I would recommend you do it at the furthest point so that it all goes into the same one and can hopefully make at least another block. But yeah. See ya.